Phil sorted our track out at the beginning of the week. He brought the Simba Solo down and sort of scratched it real steadily and lightly. And then Ollie powered our worst holes and made a right job of us. It's Christ, it's been a rough hard winter on my pickup coming down this lake. You can't see, it's a bit of a pea super this morning with fog. God, our winter corn, some of our winter corn is very, very desperate for a drink. And I'm just popping down lane to show, well, to see that spring corn we direct drilled into that grass sward. 2 egrets here. Here we are. Looks like it's coming pretty good, to be honest. Yeah, looks pretty good actually. I hope there's a fair bit more to come through though. I hope slugs aren't adding. And I think there is. There's new growth all over them. But there is a bit of slug activity. So I don't know whether to just come and put a bit on, but there's new growth here, there and everywhere still coming through. So I'm not really worried about it, but I'll just keep monitoring it. Yeah, it looks alright, doesn't it? And someone had their doubts at this spot. Anyway, we all thought it was the right thing to do. Oh, that looks fantastic. It's a good drill, is the motors, it really is, but a little bit maintenance hungry. You're forever doing bearings and tightening bearings up on bloody thing. Yeah, I'm quite pleased with that. Still very, very cold on the morning though. I mean, it could be, we could expect like 14, 15 degrees here through the day. And then there's been, I had to defrost the forklift because Nikki had it yesterday at garden and left it out. And yeah, it was all frozen solid when I got up this morning. Everything's starting to go though now. Stuff's starting to green up. Trees are starting to bud up and show leaves. Stuff's starting to green up in undergrowth. And pheasants, I've seen quite a few pheasant eggs. What carrion crows and magpies have had. Come on in. And anyway, I'm going to a magpie trap set, and I got my first one yesterday. Matt, who's having taties here this year, he's got this 55 Challenger. Well, he's got 2 Challengers, and it's quite heavy land, and Matt knew that it was a little bit of a gamble, but he's beat it to death and made a right job so far. But what he's done, what did he do to start with? We put a cover crop in. I desiccated, round up it off for him, and then he came with what did he come with first? Oh, that thing, that TerraTilth thing, that Lemkin thing, and ripped it up, made a bit of tilt. I think I actually they did that twice. Then he came with a big rotavator and beat it to death on back of one of these things, and then now he's come with this thing. It's an agri welding piece of kit. Only built locally. This is only factories at Garton. And yeah, like a low disturbance subsoiler with a cutting disc at front. And whoever's it is, because I don't think it's Matt, has been towing probably a drill on back. Gosh, it's a nice piece of kit, that, isn't it? The engineering's absolutely mega. You know, that gusset, that's one fancy gusset, isn't it? you know, to put that V in it for extra strength. So it must rely, this thing, on depth control of its of the tractor hydraulics and the discs, sort of keeping it to a depth. But yeah, nice machine. Agri-Weld, yeah, built at Garton near Driffield. Christ, it's a right piece of kit. Good cheap horsepower, these old girls, because I think these were built to last, you know. Big 18 speed, is it a Funk gearbox they've got? A cat engine up front, which will be very reliable. And yeah, good cheap horsepower there. Right, come on then, Doc. First time out with little loader we built, and I don't know, I've had a bit of criticism over that low loader, and I can't understand why really. Why did you bother building a trailer like that? A lad said to me, well, thing of purpose, innit? He can take that. I mean, we were risking going down road, but it's 4.5 metre. He can take that, he can lower it down onto the deck, yoke onto it, and then when he comes home, put it back on his trailer. And we were buggering about going with loaders and lifting it on a trailer and lifting it off, do the job, and it wasn't working. So it's going to save us a lot of time, and we'll use it for the 4 metre combi and the 4 metre power. So I think it'll get used but quite a bit, but it'll be interesting to see what Phil says about how it turns and that, because it will be a bastard going into gear tolls. I think that will be its downfall, but especially with dual wheels on, that could be a little bit of a problem with dual wheels on catching it. But it's a bit all going our front field today. We've got Ollie ripping it up because it's too hard for Jake's injector to go in. We've got Jake pouring slurrying, and we've got Phil over there in distance ploughing it in. So hopefully, in fact, next job I'm going to ring the drill man and sort of book him for next week to get it in with fodder beet. But there's not a lot of moisture, we're really in. Jake's got a few leaks. It's absolutely pissing out of that. Yeah, and what we'll do, it soon soaks in how dry it is. But Phil will shovel it all over now. And then we'll go through. How his injector caught with this grassy stuff, I don't know. But I've round upped it off, it's had 5 days. And the Westerwell was still growing like mad. The cattle were still getting a fair bite off the off what was growing. we've been preparing our beet land today, and Christ, this has been ploughed about, I don't know, about 3 weeks, and it's baked. There's hardly any moisture in whatsoever. Look, it's sort of dust, very dry. The freshly drilled ploughed stuff what Phil's ploughed today is pretty good, but I've just seen sort of long term talk, well, end of next week with chance of sort of Wednesday, Thursday get a shower of rain. So let's hope the weather's turned a bit and we get some moisture, because Christ, it's dry on here. But we've got 3 different varieties going in. We've got jam on the low part, which is hopefully going to be drilled first, lifted first, and then we're on to Enemax, which is a semi-soft one, and then Blizzard is our main crop, which is a hard white one, more like a sugar beet. But we sold it to sheepmen this time, and the sheep have coped with it very well. So that's the plan anyway. Farfield, that's off in with maize. I would say hopefully end of next week get that prepared and get that drilled as well. So there've been a couple of days finding creep. It's the first time I've seen one in feeding actually. It's just a bit new to them, you know, so but they were on quite a bit of creep, so I don't want them to go backwards. But look at that, it's going to be a hell of a bullock by the time it's finished, innit? That bloody thing in front at trough. They're settled in well. I mean, there is grass, but not a great abundance of grass, so they've got silage and straw where they can get at it all the time, because there's too many cattle in a small area anyway. So they're going to need a bit of feed to boost them up a bit. God, it's a lovely evening, it really is. God, that time it grows into its legs, it'll be huge, won't it? And that's, to be fair, off one of the plainer cows. In fact, that's her mum. 31 there, the calf what we talked about. This is her mum, and I won't say her mum's nothing special. But I have noticed that bugger, it wasn't bothered who was its mum. When it was in the yard, when they were feeding on silage or whatever, it was having a suck at most of them. So that's maybe why it's like that size. Right, everything seems okay. That's it. Night for me. Yeah, I bought this old creep trot from a machinery sale, and I got shock of my life when I priced the new one. 1,500 quid. Where do they get 1,500 quid for something as simple as that? It's sort of madness, isn't it? But we did set about making one, and anyway, we run out of time, and I went to this sale and there was this one. I gave 400 quid for it, so I thought it was pretty much a bargain. Well, that little fella ain't supposed to be there, so before I go in I'll have to collar in. He's climbed out through a bloody fence, so whether it'll go back up where it came from, I don't know. We've had another one since the other night, so we've had 3 of the 5 calved now, so there's only 2 to calve, and we've got two little bull calves and a heifer. This is a little bull, but we made him into a bullock today, I'm afraid. Come on, little fella. of a tipple tail. He's alright. Then there's this lady here, looking very, very close. In fact, I wish we'd put moo call on it. In fact, because we're all busy away from the yard, that wants the moo call on tomorrow morning. And it gives us a bit of an idea, it gives us a bit of warning if she's gonna calve. It's the first time we've had nearly a dry spot where we're going to put our 2 drains. It's drained right down the yard, and we left a dummy pipe here what goes to the first manhole, which is under that rough hard strop. And there's 2 more to go in, and we're nearly at conditions that we can get them in. So, because bloody hell, it's been terrible for wagon drivers bringing to that bin. I mean, some of them we've had to lend wellies to so that it drown in puddle. So, but yeah, that's get that job done, and then fill it in with either chalk or we aren't concreting it. We're just going to fill it in with either chalk or crushed stone, you know, crushed rubble, which is pretty good stuff actually. Delivered £11 a tonne. And when it first turned up, I wasn't very happy, but once I travelled it in and it had a rain on it and it washed it, bloody good stuff. Right, on that note, from a rough hard farm in East Yorkshire, bye for now.